Hello, welcome back to my channel, you guys. Dying to DIY. It's me, Camaro, and I am back with some boho fall centerpieces to share with you guys. I am loving the way that these turned out. They are so beautiful and really super simple, quick, and easy to create. So hopefully you guys will love them just as much as I do. And I can't wait to hear all your thoughts and opinions down below in my comment section. So let's get down to business. For the first project, I'm going to use this oval-shaped wooden plaque from Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to use my chalk paint in the color Cashmere. This is from the Heirloom Traditions All-in-One Paint Company, and I'm just going to give that one a really good coat of paint on the top. And then I'm going to be using this wood bead wreath from Dollar Tree as well. These are so stinking cute. I absolutely love them. Have you guys been able to find these or not yet? Let me know down below. After that, I'm going to be taking just a little nail and my hammer, and I'm going to be putting that nail through the metal part right there where they connect the two sides of the wreath together. There's like a hole and opening, so that's the perfect spot for that nail to go. And I'm just going to line it up onto the middle of that plaque and just hammer it down into place to give it some sort of semi-stability for the time being. And then I'm going to take my heavy-duty staple gun. I guess it's not a staple gun, stapler. And I'm going to like move the first bead, on each side and staple in between the first and the second beads onto the plaque. So that's going to give me more stability. I want this wreath to be like, standing straight up. So I'm trying to just like stabilize it as much as I can. And I did use some hot glue as well just to really add to that stability. I did break a bead, you can see, but it's totally fine because I'm about to cover it up with some floral pieces. So I'm going to be using this little floral bunch, which is also from Dollar Tree. I love the colors. It's really neutral. It's got like a very light blush color, like some beige, and some like off-white colors in there. So I really thought this was on theme with this wreath that I was, and the look that I was going for. All right, so I moved the camera behind me because usually I'm filming from the top down, but this thing is like, obviously standing straight up, so it was just going to be a little bit harder for you guys to see. So I thought moving it behind me, you guys would be able to see better what I was doing. So I'm just basically gluing till my heart is content, just kind of filling in spaces, gaps, all that good stuff. I'm just really focusing on the bottom middle part where I did like where I stapled and I had the hot glue and everything. So I just want to cover that up. But I also want to focus on both sides of this because I do want it to be double-sided to where it looks, really good from each angle that you look at it. So I'm making sure to turn it around as I go and as I'm gluing. So once I was done with that little floral bunch, I decided to use these pink velvet pumpkins from Dollar Tree and then some of this like faux pampas grass. This is from Temu. And I actually really love these. I can't wait to buy more of them. I have pink ones and then like a brown color, maybe more tan, and then beige color as well. And I am obsessed. Can't wait to craft more with them. So yeah, I'm just kind of filling those into the gaps. I want it to be very flowy and more whimsical, along the kind of the boho theme that I've got going on. So put some on the front and then I turn it around, of course, and I'm just going to fill in the gaps on the back so that way everything is kind of flowing together. And this is how it turned out, you guys. How stinking cute. How absolutely adorable and just so beautiful is this. I love it. I'm obsessed. I love the colors. I love the textures too. You got the velvet pumpkin, you got the flowy faux pampas grass, and then you got like the neutral colored leaves from Dollar Tree, and then that whole beaded wreath around it is light and neutral, and then the neutral base. Like, I love it. It can't get any better. All right, on to my second centerpiece project. I'm going to be using these bamboo rings from Dollar Tree and then also this rectangular wooden plaque. This is actually from Michael's, and I'm just going to start by lining up the first larger ring in the center of that wooden plaque, use my stapler and just staple it down. And then I'm going to add some hot glue right on top of that outer ring and glue the smaller ring right into the center of it, making sure everything is nice and flush with one another, like the rings are, directly lined up with one another. After that, I'm going to take these little tan pumpkins. These are from Hobby Lobby, and I love this like brown cognac color it's got going on. So next I'm just taking some more hot glue and I'm going to glue that pumpkin directly into the center of those two rings. And here's what I've got going on so far after all of those steps. Loving the way it's turning out already. So cute. Next, I am taking some more of that pampas grass. These are the other colors that I was talking about from Temu. There's like a lighter brown color and then more like a beige color, and I'm kind of lining these up to go like to follow along the rings on the outer edge, so it's just following that curved path. So I'm going to add a little hot glue, and then I'm just going to glue these pieces down into place, making sure that the stem is, you know, at the base of this little centerpiece, and then obviously the little frilly parts are going to be going towards the top. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, making sure to kind of line it up as best as I can. I just want it to look, you know, symmetrical to one another. And once I was done doing the larger ring, you know, on the outside, I took the lighter color of that pampas grass and I went onto the smaller ring, but I wanted to make it like a little bit shorter, so that way it gives it a little bit more dimension. You have the ring that's smaller in the center and it has the smaller cuts of the pampas grass, and then the outer ring has like the larger cuts of the pampas grass. And after that, I'm just turning it around because again, I want this to be double-sided. It is a centerpiece, so it's like center. You can walk around it while it's in the center and it looks good from every single angle. So just making sure it looks good on both sides and just gluing things down into place until everything was nice and full and underneath that pumpkin was also covered. So here it is after I was done gluing the pampas down, and you can see on the one side I did cover underneath the pumpkin, but the other side I left it blank, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to take this side a little bit further just to show you guys that, you know, it doesn't have to look the exact same on both sides. You can add just a little bit extra like I did with the pine cones, and honestly I love the way that both sides look. Like I can't even pick a favorite, but I am kind of leaning more towards the pinecone side, but you'll have to let me know what your preference is down below. So I just added some last minute touches and voila, here it is all finished and so stunning. I love it. I think it's absolutely adorable. I really love the boho feel to it, but it also just screams fall. You know what I mean? In a very like simple but almost bold way. It just makes a statement. And I really, really love it. I love the pinecone side. I think those pine cones just really add to that fall look that I was going for. But again, like I mentioned before, I do love the other side just plain as well. So please decorate yours how your heart feels and let me know what you think of it down below. And let's get to our last project. Alright, for this last one, I'm going to use this large plasticky pumpkin. I'm not really sure the material. It's definitely thick. It's almost like a foam inside, so I don't know what to call it. But this pumpkin is from Michaels. So I'm just starting by taking a razor blade and I'm going to cut a hole in the top. I want it to be big enough to fill in, but then I also want to leave the pumpkin shape like intact. I don't want to cut too much of the top off of there. Once I was done making my hole, I took this blanket shawl that I found in the Target dollar spot, and I'm just going to open that up and kind of put the pumpkin in the middle so I can kind of, you know, gauge where I need to make my cut because I definitely don't need all of this fabric. And still, once I glue it to the pumpkin, I do end up cutting off all the excess too because it's just totally unnecessary. So yeah, just putting the pumpkin in the middle now, and I'm just going to take some hot glue and I'm going to start gluing that fabric, just going around in a complete circle till everything was nice and glued down into place. And I'm focusing my glue mostly like on the divots of that little pumpkin, like the indents, so that way I can make my material nice and tight, but then also the texture of that pumpkin will still come through. Even though that like thicker material is on it, I still want like the ripples of that pumpkin so it still looks like an actual pumpkin. And after that, I'm going to take some floral foam and I'm just going to glue it to the inside bottom center of that pumpkin. And then I am using these dried pampas grass pieces that I bought off of Amazon. And I'm just going to start filling the center of that pumpkin with all these pieces. And I'm just going to keep going until, you know, my heart is content, basically. I just want it to be nice and full and fluffy and make sure it's aesthetically pleasing to my eye, you know. And once I was happy with the look, I decided that it was kind of missing something. So I decided to make a little bow to go on the front. And I did have another blanket shawl from Target, but this one was in like more of a burnt mustardy orange color, so I thought it would be perfect to kind of bring everything together and just make it really stand out. And that was all there was to this one. Here is how it turned out, and I think it is so beautiful, you guys. I love it. I love the like you know, it's got like a neutral vibe, but then also like has a really bold statement with that like burnt orange color. And then you got like your mustard yellowy orangey color. And I really love the texture that that blanket shawl brought to it. Like, I don't know, it just brings it to life. And also you can see that there's like some other little picks in there. I forgot to show those on camera, but those are from Dollar Tree. And I really just think it added to like the characteristic of this piece and like really brought it to the next level. I love, you know, how it all came together. All right, guys, well, that is all I have for you. But before I head out, I just wanted to show you all three centerpieces together one last time and just really enjoy them. No, I'm kidding. But I really do. I'm so proud, and like I really enjoyed how these all turned out. For me, my clear favorite winner is that pink one. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm totally obsessed. It's totally a vibe, and I love it so much. So I'm eager to see which one is your guys' favorite. So let me know down below in my comment section. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.